So what's up, everybody? Welcome back. I'm glad y'all still with me. As you can see, we're in a new location. Been a lot of changes. I know I've been gone for a while, but there's nothing that I wanted to do more than get back here and make these videos. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get into it. I got a couple announcements to start us off. Firstly, I want to congratulate myself for getting 50 subscribers on YouTube. 51. Thank you to all of you for subscribing, for supporting me. I told myself I was going to do a celebration when I got to 500 followers on TikTok and 50 subscribers. Man, it took a while, but right now I'm almost at 400 on TikTok. I haven't posted in like 2 weeks, and we're gonna get into that. And but subscribers on YouTube still been going up. We at 51 right now, so I thank y'all. As y'all can see, man, I'm in a goddamn garage, but I couldn't wait to get back to y'all and make these videos. My shirt done got stretched out, but it's worth it, man. I'm in this Florida sun, this humidity, but it's worth it because I really been locking in. And we can get further into the announcements. Shout out to us for making it to the second half of the year. My older brother, he's a basketball coach, very accomplished black man, basketball coach. And we make a lot of analogies when we talk to each other, whether it's about women, about life, about just sports. But they're usually all, sports-based analogies a lot of times. That's how we joke and play. And we were talking, I think it was like June 29th, June 30th, about how we're basically at halftime. We're at the halfway point of the year. And, as a good coach, every good coach knows you got to make halftime adjustments. So we were really getting deep into that. We were on the phone for like an hour and a half because he was driving somewhere. So it was just great to really spill our brains and talk to each other. And we were talking about our halftime adjustments. And one of my halftime adjustments is I want to get to this type of video, this style, because I do see myself down the line this time next year being on podcasts and doing speaking tours around the country and around the world and stuff like that. So I do want to have some sit down conversations with you all and invite some discourse in the comments. Even just let me know how you guys like this format and what you think the page should be like going forward. But yeah, another one of my second half adjustments is something that I've been really battling with lately is my last name. If y'all know me, I mean, you can see it right here. Caleb Sutherland, that's my last name. And while I do love my last name, I appreciate the legacy that comes with that. I understand that for one, I don't have my father's last name. That's a whole story in itself about the type of man that he was during my mom's pregnancy that led her to not even give me his last name. But two, come on, let's be real. Sutherland, that's a slave last name. That's a slave owner's name. A name attached to slaves, that's property. And the more I've been going on this journey of becoming who I am and learning who I am, but also learning the impact that I want to have on the black community, I do feel some type of disdain towards my name. I don't really fully align with it. You know what I'm saying? I've been having this internal conflict of maybe I should change my name. But I'm like, man, that's crazy. Like, I ain't trying to be like, Muhammad Ali or Malcolm X or something. But I have been studying Malcolm X, and one of my influences very heavily right now. And, I kind of just don't resonate with my name. So from here going forward, I will go by Caleb Malik. That's my middle name. But we'll just, on all my pages, I don't think I'll change my handle. I think Caleb Can Talk is pretty good. I think a lot of people like that. I think it's easy to find, easy to search. But I will be going by Caleb Malik from here on out. And I'm very excited about that because, I've really been reflecting about where I want to take this. I'm not just trying to be a content creator or a podcaster. I want to be remembered in the light of Malcolm X. Maybe 50, 70 years from now, the way that we think of Malcolm X and the connotation that his name brings out in the minds of black people. Man, I hope y'all can't hear that. But the connotation that his name rings out in the minds of black people, I want to have that same effect on the next generation and the generation after that. I want to be remembered in the likes of Malcolm X or Marcus Garvey or Frederick Hampton or Martin Luther King. So from here on out, I will be going by Caleb Malik. And I also, like I said, I haven't made a video in about 2 weeks, man. And it's really been eating at me, eating at my core, because, you know, this is like my baby. This is my baby too. And I poured my all into making this book, into making this channel. And I really been evaluating where I want to take it. Because if you check this YouTube stats, it probably say I started in February. Because in February, I was making YouTube shorts, trying to do drop shipping. Every real nigga, if you was a hustler, you probably tried drop shipping before. And I was getting views. I think the most views I got on the clip was like 20,000, but I wasn't getting no sales. And it just didn't really, the ROI was not ROIing. Shit was not paying off. So I kind of pivoted, and that's when God put this on my heart to make this type of platform. So I started making these type of videos in April, and all of April, all of May, all of June, that's 3 months. April, May, June. In 3 months, I was able to get 50 subscribers, because when I was doing drop shipping, I had 0 subscribers. 0. It was terrible. But I was able to get 50 subscribers in 3 months. And I'm very grateful for all of you. And that just, you know, upon reflecting on that and telling myself I was going to do a celebration for 50 subscribers, because I know it's a big deal, I feel like by the end of this year, there's no reason I shouldn't have 500. And that might sound delusional, it might sound outlandish, but if you know me, I dream big, I think big. You can't put a limit on my mind. And I see no way in hell I don't have 500 subscribers by the end of this year. And the only way I get that is by being serious, by being consistent, and not making excuses. Because that's what leads me to one of the topics I want to get into. As a man, we can't make excuses. Because the last few weeks have been very tumultuous for me, honestly. I've been going through a lot, but a lot of growth, a lot of changes. But yeah, I could have used me not being home, me not having because I'm in the process of moving, buying a house, and there's even a lot of, you know, question marks and stuff coming up with that process. But I could have used that as an excuse to not make these videos, to not get back to y'all. But I'm in my mother's garage right now because I love y'all and I love making these videos. I have a passion for this, and I feel like God put me here for a reason. I know my purpose is bigger than any man-made illusion. So I will not let that stop me. And as a man, I feel like we have to, what I was thinking of before I made this video was the true marker of a man is how quickly and how efficiently you can alchemize and transmute your pain into creation, and transmute your struggles, your pain, your trauma into something that helps someone else, something that helps you, something that brings gratitude and peace into the world. Because honestly, if you're not an alchemist, because life is gonna fuck you up, life is gonna happen. But if you don't have the ability to alchemize, and by alchemize I mean like Jesus turned water into wine, or ancient philosophers and scientists believe they could turn lead into gold. That's alchemy, taking something from its lower nature and transforming it to a higher nature, to a same material, different vibration. And if you can't transmute your pain, which is the same energetic material as happiness, as peace, as love, all of those are one emotion. When you break it down, there's only one emotion that exists in the universe. There's one energy. Emotion is energy in motion. But whatever label you attach to it, whether it's anger, whether it's wrath, sadness, happiness, they're all the same. They're just energy. But if you can't transmute those painful energies of grief, of trauma, of loss, into something of benefit and peace and gratitude and happiness and joy, then honestly, you're not a man. Because I feel like as a man, it's been mental health month. Mental health month is over. And it's so ironic that at the end of mental health month, my mental health was the worst. It's the worst it's been in a minute, honestly. But as a man, nobody cares. You have to understand, especially as a black man, but the older you get, the more independent you become, the more you realize everybody has their own shit going on. Nobody really gives a fuck what you got going on as a man. However, I know your people around you don't want to see you down. They don't want to see you sad and hurting. But as a man, most of the time, the people around you can't see it. Because what we do is we hide it. We hide our pain through praying it away, smoking it away, distracting ourselves, chasing women. We just hide our pain and run from it, even within ourselves. So we definitely don't express it and let the world see it. And a lot of times what hurts the most is when you do express it and you let the world see it, or you let people close to you see it, and they just don't give a fuck. Or there's nothing they can do to help you. It makes you feel like, shit, I shouldn't have told y'all in the first place. I could have kept this pain to myself. And as a man, you have to be able to transmute that pain within yourself. Because if you're looking for something or someone outside of you to make you feel better and to fill that void, you're going to be lost forever. You're going to be feeling that same pain and holding that trauma forever. As a man, you got to be able to roll with the punches. And that's something that I've been learning. And as you can see, I'm rolling with the punches. I hope y'all ain't hear, I just farted, shit. But I don't even know where I'm finna be laying my head at in 2 weeks, if we being real. But I trust God, I trust my God, I trust my process, and I know where I'm gonna be at, you know. And I walk by faith, not by sight. And by sight is telling me a lot of shit lately. Sight is telling me that it ain't gonna work, it ain't gonna happen, this and that. But I walk by faith because I have knowledge of self, and I know that God is within me. And that leads me to the next point. As a creative, you have to remember that God is within you, man. And fuck, not even as a creative, as anyone, God is within you. And you can't try to conceptualize. I feel like religion, honestly, because I haven't been on TikTok in a while. I just logged in on TikTok the other day, and a guy asked me to be a leader in this Christian Discord server he's making. And while I do feel honored, I do feel grateful that he sees me as a voice that people would listen to and acknowledge. I feel like, I don't know if that aligns with me, particularly because I don't identify as a Christian. I talk about God all the time, or source, or creator, or whatever you want to call it. But I never label myself as a Christian, because I feel like religion is, even ancient practices, I'm not going to say, oh, religion is used for brainwashing and mind control. And yeah, at a certain point, but black people, we've had history, ancestors were practicing religion before we were brainwashed by it. So religion has existed for a very long time. But the deeper you go, you kind of learn to transcend these labels that a lot of people are born into. You're born into your race, you're born into your social economic status, you're born into your religion, you're born into your family. A lot of these things you didn't get to choose. Maybe you got to choose them on the astral realm before you got here, but in the 3D world, you didn't get to choose your damn family. A lot of people didn't get to choose their religion. And I feel like religion is a man-made way to conceptualize and connect with God, because we know there's a higher power. We know that there's something outside of us, something there in the ether, in the whatever you want to call it, that created all this wonderful life that we see. And religion is man's way of connecting with that. And whether it's Christianity, Buddhism, Hinduism, Islam, I feel like they're all fruits of the same tree. People who are trying to connect, find a way to connect with God, connect with Source, and doing it in the best way that they know how. But I don't view myself as a Christian. I view myself as a spirit, a spiritual being placed inside a human body, placed inside a meat suit. You know what I'm saying? This is my vessel, and I take care of it, which I want to get into. I take care of my vessel, as you can see. I've been running, I've been feeling good, but at the end of the day, this is my body. And this flesh suit, I can take this flesh suit off at any time. I'ma still be this spiritual being. And I don't particularly align with any religion, which is why I was apprehensive about moving forward with being a leader in that Discord. But I want to say, as a man, once you realize your power and you realize that God is infinite, but not only is he infinite, God is within you, then you stop looking for outside help. Not to say that people can't assist you on your journey, and every time I humble myself, someone does assist me. However, I know that God is within me. Just like God is within you, everyone watching, everyone you come into contact with, has God within them. And one of my favorite creators, Nero Knowledge, he wrote this book right here, Outsmarting Reality. Great read. He talks about how, think of God like the ocean. And if you take a water bottle to the beach and you scoop up some ocean water, you can run around and say, I got God, I got God. That's religion. You're conceptualizing God, and yes, you have God in that bottle, but God is infinite. You could never scoop up all of God. You could never scoop up all of religion. I mean, all of source, all of creator. And religion is man's way of conceptualizing that or bottling God up. But once you realize that you are the bottle and God is within you, just like everyone around you is the bottle and has God in them, then you realize, and it talks about this in Revelation chapter 3, that God gave us a small portion of his power, and everyone who aligns with that portion will be given more. It talks about that in Revelation chapter 3. So if you align with that fact that you have God's power within you and you trust on that, then you have to, as a man, you have to have a plan and you have to have faith. But above faith, you have to have conviction. Because like I said, life is gonna life. Life has been lifing to me lately. But I don't entertain any idea that suggests the possibility of failure. Because I know that God is within me and God can never fail. God is unwavering, God is unyielding. And if God is within you and he could never fail, then why are you even entertaining the 3D illusions that suggest failure? Because the moment that you align with those 3D illusions, you're taking yourself out of God body, out of your God body, out of your astral body, and just associating with the physical body. And something that I want to talk about was 3-body alignment. When you have 3-body alignment, that means you've aligned your physical body with your mental body and your spiritual body. A lot of people get so trapped and enamored by the physical body because that's all we can see. And if you know, the human eye can only see 0.0035% of all visible light. Not even half of 1% of visible light. So if your human eye cannot even see 1% of visible light, why do you think that everything you can see is all there is? Your body is your vessel, but that's only the lowest realm of reality. And Nero talks about this as well. Your body is the lowest realm of reality. So in the moment that you can understand there is more to this life than what I can see, then you transcend your ego and you start to live in your spiritual body. And your spiritual body is what I talked about before. The fact that I'm a spirit inside of a human body. That spiritual body is directly tied and connected to God. So whether you're praying, whether you're meditating, whether you're scripting, you're doing your affirmations, all of those are practices where you let your God body talk through your physical body. And then your mental body is that in between. I like to call the physical body the 3D, the mental body the 4D, and then the spiritual body the 5D. So once you can take your 5D thoughts and spirits, confirmation bird. Once you can take your 5D, your spiritual body, and align it with God, tap in with God, talk to God, God will give you downloads through your meditations, through your prayers, through your journaling, sometimes just talking out loud to others. God will give you those thoughts, and those come through the collective consciousness. That's why I think it was Prince, or was it Michael Jackson, talked about if he got a song idea at 3 in the morning and he didn't write that song, the next day Prince will come out with that same exact song. Because the 5D is where you go to tap in with God, and then he gives you these downloads to your mind, to your 4D. And if you can't take those thoughts and act on them, then you can't align your 3D with the 4D and the 5D. Because a lot of us, we try to start at the 3D and get confused when shit doesn't add up. For example, if you want to go to the gym, you want to lose weight, and you don't go ask God and pray for what to do and put you on the right diet and show you the right course. You just think, shit, I'm going to go to the gym, I'm going to work hard, I'm going to get on this Stairmaster, I'm going to lose this weight. And you might be able to do it for a week or two, but eventually something's going to throw you off. And until you are able to align all 3 planes of existence, you'll always be thrown off. Just like if you think you're trying to materialize some money, But all you're focusing on is the 3D way to get the money instead of talking to God, praying to God, letting him flow the money ideas through you from the 5D to the 4D, and you express them on the 3D. If you just so enamored with the 3D and chasing the money, yeah, you'll probably get the money, but you'll also probably lose it because mentally and spiritually you're not aligned with having that money. So once you have 3-body alignment, that's when you can do what I talked about earlier, transmuting that pain, transmuting those emotional, physical feelings into creation, into life. This is something that came directly from my mind. It took me about 3 weeks of transmuting thoughts and what do I want to do? How can I monetize my platform? It took 3 weeks, and I brought this from the 5D to the 4D to the 3D. Now I've sold like 15 copies. And that's just an example of transmuting your 5D spiritual body and aligning it with your 4D mental body and then expressing it with your 3D physical body. And something that helps with this is fasting. Now, I'm not going to tell you what to do. I'm going to just tell you what I do and what I even struggle with because I'm not perfect. Please don't ever look at these videos and think I'm perfect. But something that I do is I fast every day, every single day. Now, I just got home to my mother's house, and if you know, at Ma Duke's house, there's always going to be some hot food, some cooked food, and it's going to be a challenge. But typically, every single day, I don't eat anything before 5 p.m. every day. And if I have fucked up and I ate late last night, or if I slipped up and ate breakfast, you know once you eat, you're going to be hungry later. So if I do eat before 5, it's never before noon, and it's always fruit. Now, this is not something that I do every single day because, like I said, I'm not perfect. But 9 times out of 10, you won't catch me eating before 5. And if you do, it'll be some fruit. But also what I've learned is you can go on, if you read some of the Bible and understand Jacob's ladder, when Jacob was, it's basically about Jacob conquering all 7 chakras, all 7 deadly sins, because each deadly sin is related to a chakra. Your root chakra, your sacral chakra, your solar, your third eye, your crown chakra, your throat chakra. I feel like I might be missing 1 or 2, but all of those are related to, those were broken down in Jacob's ladder, and they're all related to one of the 7 deadly sins, whether it's greed, sloth, anger, jealousy, and fasting is not only a physical practice of not eating or not partaking in something, but it's also a spiritual and mental practice. This is a practice where you can work on having that 3-body alignment. Because if you're tapping in with God and you're going on this journey of mastering these, climbing Jacob's ladder, mastering these deadly sins, mastering these chakras and unlocking that kundalini energy, then what you have to do, what you have to understand is food blocks a lot of your creative power. Whether you know it or not, I mean, food does not give you energy. I'm gonna just be real with you. And a lot of people probably think I'm insane, but how many times have you eaten and the first thing you said was, damn, I'm sleepy now. Not, damn, I'm full, damn, I feel energized. Damn, that food just gave me a boost I needed to accomplish this task. Nah, food makes you sleepy. And not only that, but once you fast from food, you realize that you're 9 out of 10 Americans are addicted to food and or addicted to sugar. And to have any addiction is the root of suffering. Attachment is the root of all suffering. So once you can start to practice fasting, even if it's a 3-day fast, even if it's just intermittent fasting, even if it's a fruit fast, a water fast, practicing fasting is practicing that 3-body alignment, because you're disciplining your body to understand, as it tells us in Romans, that the body is your slave. So if the body is your slave, who are you? You are inhabiting the body. And once you understand that the body is your slave, the body works for you, you can accomplish anything. But fasting is a very simple and easy way to access this and start to realize this. Because the longest fast I've done is 3 days. I'm working on doing a 7-day fast. Like I said, I'm at home. I don't know how realistic that is right now, but the longest fast I've done is 3 days. And each day of the fast, it does not get harder, as your mind might suggest. It actually gets easier, because every day of the fast, you get a little bit closer to God. You realize, damn, I'm not even hungry. Damn, this day 2 is 7 p.m. on day 2. I haven't even thought about eating today. And you start to realize, damn, I don't need this food to accomplish anything. I don't need food. I actually have gotten more done eating less. And you realize that I've been trapped in this realm of illusion. This illusion that I need to eat 3 times a day, and that I need to fill out the whole food pyramid and count my calories. And no, there are entire civilizations who only eat fruit. There are entire civilizations who do daily fasting, only eating 3 times a day. Every 3 days. Some people, not me personally, but I know some people who only eat every 2 days, every 2 or 3 days. And they're in great shape. They're in great mental shape. And not only that, but fasting creates discipline, and it also allows you to transmute that creative energy. Because once you eat, your body becomes preoccupied with digestion to the point where you are not able to, like, shit. This is the next topic. I'm gonna just get right into it. I had lunch with 2 millionaires the other day. 2 millionaires. And the first thing that happened when we were eating, it was like, shit, I'm sleepy. Nigga, I went home and took a nap. I don't work there no more. Well, I work for a government agency, a government lab. And that's why if y'all ever see me with the lab coats, I might bring them out now that I don't work there. I could talk about it a little bit more. But shit, I had lunch with 2 millionaires. First thing I did after that was go take a nap. Nigga, I was tired. And I was in the middle of fasting, but they was like inviting me to lunch because they knew it was my last day. I said, cool, I'll go do it. But I went to sleep. Food just puts you to sleep. I'm not gonna lie, I might have got off topic with this shit, but food puts you to sleep, bro. And practicing fasting is a way to tap in with your God body and a way to just break free of the illusion. Because I promise you, go 2 days without eating, and it will be very easy. Yeah, a lot of people, it might not be easy, I ain't gonna lie, because you're addicted to sugar, you're addicted to eating, and about that second day is when your stomach actually starts hurting. But then once you breathe through it, you do your breath work, you get through it, I promise you'll never look back. And I don't know where I was going with this, but I do want to get into another topic that I have, is when you're hanging out with millionaires. 3 things that I learned with millionaires. One, well, first, I would say I'm in a very blessed position. I don't know how many people can relate, but I was counting the other day after I had lunch with them. I was counting the other day how many millionaires do I know personally and I can actually call and text and have a full conversation with right now today. And I counted on my hands, I counted 8 millionaires that I know of, because a lot of times you don't know someone's a millionaire until you humble yourself and really talk to them. And that leads me to the first thing I learned about millionaires. Millionaires love to share. Millionaires love to share. You talk about anything money related or just anything investment related, and you'll just be having a casual conversation. And they're like, oh yeah, I was doing this probably 2-3 years ago, and I started an irrevocable trust, and I have this many businesses and X, Y, and Z. You're like, damn, hold on. You a millionaire? And you're like, oh yeah, I'm a millionaire. And then once you get them talking, they just talk, bro. And millionaires love to talk. Millionaires love to share. But the second thing I learned about millionaires is millionaires are not obsessed with money. And it might sound crazy. The poorest people are the ones who are the most obsessed with money. But all the millionaires I know, the millionaires that I actually know, I can actually call and talk to, money is not at the forefront of their mind. Of course, they gotta do something to produce the money, but they've already proven to themselves that I can produce $1 million worth of work. $1 million, and I know millionaires from NFL, I know millionaires from investment, I know people with liquid millions, I know people with asset millionaires, I know different millionaires, and they all love to share, and none of them are obsessed with money. And I started to realize, like, damn, I'm really stressing myself out, like, where am I gonna have this money to close on this house? And I found myself realizing, damn, I'm slipping out of my God body, because my God body understands that there's no limitation on me There's no limitation on my source. And any money that I have, any money that I need, I always have more than enough. That's what abundance means, to always have more than enough. But I had to sit down with these millionaires and talk about money and realize, like, damn, they don't even think about money. Like, of course they think about it, but it's not like how my shit. If you broke, you be thinking about money all fucking day. How am I gonna get this money? Where am I? Shit, I need to go out and hustle. I need to go do this, X, Y, and Z. And you just thinking about chasing the money. Millionaires don't chase money. The money follows them. The money just comes to them, like, and it just circulates freely because they don't hold on to it. They don't hold on to the money. They love to share. They're not obsessed with money. Shit. As y'all can see, this is my first time making this type of video. I do got some shit wrote down, but I forgot the third thing about the millionaires. But that's the two you need to know. They love to share, and millionaires pay for my food every time I eat with them. And I've been out to eat with different millionaires from different circles, different walks of life, and they love to pay for my food. Like they offer. Or the other day, it was three of us at the table, 2 millionaires and me. And the check came, or the little digital kiosk or whatever, and they just grabbed the kiosk, clicked one check, and paid for the whole check and tipped. I'm like, damn, I'm just sitting there because I ain't gonna lie, I'm like, shit, I really ain't trying to pay for this food, but I'm gonna go for the fellowship. I know God put me here for a reason. Like, if I gotta pay for it, I'll pay for it. But I'm found myself thinking, like, shit, I know I just checked my bank account this morning. I know I ain't really got it like that. And it's like the millionaire right next to me never put out the bank account, never checked anything, just pay for the whole table. That's what abundance is. That's what abundance looks like. Actually, just knowing you have more than enough at all times. And sometimes I have to remind myself of that. And my next topic, like I said, man, I'm just freestyling. I've been wanting to make these videos for the last 2 weeks, and I just been writing down shit to talk about, so I kind of all compiled it here. The next topic I want to talk about, kind of not related, but black people, we have to get back to greeting each other, like, everywhere we go. Because that's something that I practice. Because I don't do it for them, I do it for me. I realize that when you do nice things for people, if you're doing it for them, then it's not really genuine. Like, you're doing it you're holding the door, but you're mad if they don't say thank you. Or you're giving somebody some money, but you really just giving it to them so they could give you more later. Like, when it's not genuine, it's not pure, then that's not love for real. And as black people, we have to love each other. Because I can't tell you how many times I try to say what's up to every black man I see, no matter what. If I'm driving and I see a homeless man, or if I'm in the store and I see a black man with his family, or if I'm pulling up and I see a black man in the car next to me, it doesn't matter. I try to say what's up to every black man I see. Because I know what it feels like to be a black man and nobody sees you. Or the people who do see you, they demonize you and feel like you're just a threat to them. And like, nobody really talks to you and is grateful with you or kind. And I'm like, damn, we need to spread more black love. So that's something that I practice every day. But in doing this, because I've only been doing it for like 2 weeks. But in doing this, I realized, damn, a lot of black people are not on the same shit I'm on. Because I'll be in the store. I'll tell the story. I'm doing Instacart in the store last week. Trying to run it up. Like I said, I've been working. Trying to run it up. And black dude walks into his store. Big ass black dude. With his white girlfriend behind him. You know me, I don't ever like acknowledge a dude's girl. Like, I'm not trying to give off no confusing signals. Like, I'm not trying to say what's up to your girl. I look directly at that nigga in his eye. I was like, what up, bro? That nigga face went from this to mean mugging me like he want to beat my ass. I'm like, damn, nigga. I just said what's up to you. Like, you feel me? I'm just trying to be kind. I told myself, I'm going to speak to every black man I see. Yo ass mean mugging me. But I didn't do it for him. I did it for me. Because I know that that's the type of person I am. To be kind and to spread love, because we need more of it. And then that same day, I go out, I'm saying what's up to another black man. And it was an older black guy. And he was so happy. All I did was, hey, what's up, man? Niggas start smiling, call me over, wanted to talk to me, just saying what's up. All I had to do was say what's up. I feel like as black people, we have this like unspoken language where if I don't really know you, I'll give you the downward head nod. You know, it's like, what's up, nigga? Like, you know. But if I fuck with you, if I actually know you, I have some relation with you, I'll give you the head nod, the upper head nod. If I seen you a couple times, I'll give you the upper head nod. And I feel like, you know, I've been giving, I don't do the downwards head nod. I purposely, because it's a if you study sociology, you know that I'm not just talking like this is actually how black people really think. And not just black people, just people in general. You know, I have to see you a few times before I give you that upwards head nod to feel like I'm familiar with you. But me, I give it off the rip. Like, if I see you, and maybe that's why he was so upset, the dude mean muggy, because when he walked in the store, I gave him the up head nod. Like, what's up, bro? Because I feel like that's what we have to do. Just, shit, we all got God in us, and we all melanated creatures. Like, you my brother. So I give him the upper head nod. And shit, I'd rather knock this over. I forgot where I was going with that. But y'all let me know, like, do y'all feel like, I feel like as black people, we just have to get back to spreading that love, man. You know, I'm too young to say back in my day, but you know, back in the day, everybody was brothering and sistering each other, and we looked at each other as brother and sister, and that was that real communal family. Like, no matter where you went, if I see you, you see me, we brothers and sisters. And now we're so detached from that idea, we detach from each other. And I don't understand why. I feel like as black people, we just have to be the change. So that's what I'm doing, I'm being the change. And I'm just being kind because you don't really realize, especially if you're not a black man, you don't realize how much a black nigga is going through day to day. Like, it's tough out here. And the older you get and the more responsibility you have, especially if you got a kid, you got family, you got bills, it's tough out here, bro. And the least you could do is be kind. You know what I'm saying? The least you could do is spread love to another black person or just another person in general. Don't have to be black. Please don't feel like I don't say what's up to white people. Like, I say what's up to everybody, but as black people, we have to get back to that communal vibe of loving each other, because honestly, if you don't love your brother, that's an indication that you don't love yourself. Because like I said before, if we all have God within us, we all are walking embodiments, physical embodiments of God. If I hate you, then I hate God. And if I'm God, that means I hate myself. You know what I'm saying? If God is within me just like he's within you, how can I be rude to you? How can I disrespect you? How can I look down on you? Because I am you and you are me. And we have to get back to that line of thinking. And I think, honestly, that'll raise the collective consciousness of black people. And this time that we're going in, we're going to need that. We're going to need to feel communal and feel like we can support and count on each other. We are. And the last topic I wanted to get to was something, like I said, this shit is all over the place. But the last topic I wanted to get to was, I see a lot, maybe it's just on my For You page, but in the TikTok community, a lot of people who are going through their spiritual awakening and feeling like they are the black sheep of their family or just black sheep in general. I see a lot of us calling ourselves the chosen ones. And I want to challenge that notion. I don't feel comfortable calling myself a chosen one. Excuse me, confirmation burp. Excuse me, shit. Because I feel like, you know, if you've read where that comes from, that's a text, I believe in Matthew, where many are called but few are chosen. That's not like a sports motivational quote. That's actually from the Bible in Matthew. But if you read the Hebrew translation, the original text, the original translation of that parable from Jesus, it was a parable where Jesus was talking about the kingdom of heaven is like a royal wedding. And everyone's invited, but at first no one shows up. Then I believe he has to go around. It's like the kingdom of heaven is like a royal wedding. No one comes when they're first invited. But then when you go around, you tell everybody it's free. You know, everybody's welcome, come in. Because at first it was like, everyone thought, oh, this is only like a royal wedding. Only royal people could get in. But then when you go around, tell everyone, come in, come in, come in, come in. Now the royal wedding is packed out. But there was somebody in the royal wedding who did not wear wedding attire. Basically, if someone went to the wedding with this shit on, a black tee and some sweats and some slides with their toes out, like, people were coming into the royal wedding, everyone was excited, everyone was welcome, but there was one person in there who did not wear the attire of God. And that person was cast out of the wedding. And that last line of the parable was, many are called, but few are cast out. And if a lot of translations translate it as few are chosen. But if you read the Hebrew text, you understand that to be cast out was not a good thing in that parable. That was the literally only person who was not allowed to stay in heaven, in the kingdom of heaven. So if we're going around calling ourselves chosen ones, we're basically accepting the label that we were cast out of heaven, or we are the only ones not invited. And I feel like it's just a lot of what black people and all spiritual people fall victim to. There's a lot of regurgitation of things that we hear without doing the research for ourselves. Because if you read that text, even if you haven't read it in the in the Hebrew text, and you read it in the King James Version like I did the first time, you realize he's not talking about, oh, many are called, but only few are chosen. Few are the ones who will rise up and be the cream of the crop. That's not what that parable means at all. But Jesus speaks in parables or analogies or metaphors, and those who have ears will listen. But a lot of us, we don't have the ears of God, or we don't wear the clothing of God, the holy attire. Like, we come into the royal wedding, we come into the kingdom of heaven, we get this knowledge of God, knowledge of self, but we don't embody it. We don't walk with the fruits of the Spirit. That's what that parable was talking about. So I challenge you, let me know in the comments if you agree, but I challenge you to stop calling yourselves chosen ones. And let's come up with another name. Since we got 50 subscribers, I feel like this is about the time where we kind of come up with a community name. And I don't really think it's right for me to label the community and name you guys, because I don't want to call y'all my fans or my subscribers or my followers. Like, it's not a cult, you feel me? But I do want to establish some type of community here. So y'all let me know in the comments what y'all think about this. What y'all think about this video format? What y'all think about calling yourself chosen ones? And if you learn anything, or if you just want to have some discourse in the comments, let me know. I welcome all activity. I welcome all commenting, because I know that it will only bring us closer. So I love y'all. Remember, I got away from it in my proof video series, but I do want y'all to remember, knowledge doesn't become wisdom until it meets practical application. So all the knowledge that you're gaining is great, but if you can't apply it, if you can't show me fruit of you applying that in your life, it ain't wisdom. It's just knowledge. And wisdom trumps knowledge every day. So y'all, this is Caleb Malik signing out. I don't know what I'm gonna call this, probably the debrief or something like that, something cool. But yeah, y'all let me know if y'all fuck with this, man. I'll tap in. I'll probably make another one of these in a couple of days, because now I got that itch again. So I'll see y'all soon.